airplane to Peru next week. So,
All right.
hey, we're live. It's the Zach and Chuck show. We're going to excuse Jesse. Jesse has a baseball game tonight with his boys. So we're going to kind of jump right into a couple of these things that we have going on here. Big news today, Zach, was the Dorcas appeal of the stay. So an emergency stay to the First Circuit, which I learned today, I didn't know, only has 6 judges in the whole circuit, and 5 of them are Democrats. So pretty sure they're not getting that stay. Yeah. But the big news there was there was somebody that went online. I don't know if it was a lawyer or not, but they put up an analysis of the government's brief, and apparently the government made a whole bunch of new arguments in their brief to the circuit for this stay in the Dorcas case. And they added a whole bunch. I mean, it's just interesting stuff. They changed their jurisdiction argument. They changed the waiver argument. They reframed the major questions argument. They literally changed. Can you do that, Zach? I'm not sure you can.
You can't. I'm not
sure you can make new arguments on appeal for the first time. Greg, good to see you. So I don't think the First Circuit's gonna, and it's not on the First Circuit's calendar in July.
But they also did that in the stay with the district court, and that was part of the district court's reason. They were like, "Well, you didn't bring this up in briefing. You chose not to reply. I mean, I'm not going to consider this." So
apparently, they also dropped an entire section, what's called the Section D in their brief about vacatur. So that means the global asylum hold policy is automatically off. They don't even argue that in their appeal, in their new brief. I don't know what's going on over there, but it seems to be a clown show. But that's great. That's great for our plaintiffs, because immigration is continuing to adjudicate cases and are continuing to seek to try to get the courts to stay our cases while their arguments go on. In fact, today in the Raji case in Maryland, the government filed something really interesting, Zach. A status report, great, and a request for a ruling on the pending motion to stay. They really want to stay. They really want to stay in the case. I don't know why. I mean, what's the reason for the stay?
They don't want to do the work on the case. I mean,
I'm gonna pull it up here in a second because I didn't have a chance to read it earlier today because my gut life. Did you have a chance to read their brief and their status report?
I did not. I've been in consults until just right now. So
yeah, I have as well. So I'm gonna actually pull it up right now. I just had to get into my double factor authentication kind of stuff. They do have a couple of exhibits attached to this. Let me pull it up here. Give me a second, a little bit slow. The Pacer is not the fastest system in the world.
It's built in like 2006, and I don't think they've updated it since.
Except
to add two-factor authentication, which is just,
which is right on top of it. It's like right on top they added it. So here's the status report. Say July 15th, they talk about the Dorcas hearing. They just talk about the leave motion all about the Dorcas stuff. And then they said at the time of our last update, 88 plaintiffs, 69 had been adjudicators out of Dorcas at this time. So that means there's 75% of the cases have been adjudicated in the Raji case. That's really good news. That's really good news. By the way, I noticed that the U.S. attorneys on our case here are special assistant U.S. attorneys. What does that mean to you, Zach?
I think that they're on special duty from one of the agencies. I've only interacted with one.
They've run out of DOJ.
Yeah, they ran out of DOJ lawyers. They might be from ICE, for example.
I do know that. Yeah, the big story a while ago of the ICE attorney having like a meltdown in federal court. That was a special assistant U.S. attorney.
U.S. attorney, that's
and ICE has a problem too because they have. If you move them from ICE over to the federal court cases, they're not in immigration court, and that causes that number to get longer too.
Yeah,
So
that's
they
actually
attached. So by the way, what they attached to this was the government's motion in Dorcas for a defendant appellants assented to motion for leave to exceed length limitations for emergency motion for an immediate administrative stay and pending appeal. Yeah, I don't think that's going anywhere. They also attached, the other attachment was another Dorcas case, notice to court to dependent appellant's motion for leave to exceed page limits. And it's like, why are you attaching this stuff? Really, a really interesting motion here by the government. And where they say that they also, this is entitled a status report and a request for ruling on pending motion for stay. So at the end, they just say, defendant respectfully moves the court to rule on the pending motion for stay, filed June 24th, filed by defendants, and to grant the motion. So I think the court's not going to do anything until all 88 plaintiffs have gotten something from immigration.
It's just going to be totally mooted out before the court.
Yeah, I mean, why not just moot the damn case out? I don't understand this. Just moot it out. It's 21 people. It take you 2 hours.
Yeah. Well,
so that's the Raji case in Maryland. That's really good news. We don't have an update, by the way, on the Georgia case. We had the update from last week, where I think we're down to like 8 people or 7 people that haven't gotten something.
The status report said that there was 50% of cases, not people, but cases still unadjudicated. So the majority of people have had their cases, a case adjudicated, but not like total resolution.
Not the whole adjudication, but they've touched all but like 3 or 4 of the cases. You just haven't touched everything on those cases. And again, our judge is doing nothing too. And tell us about people are always interested in Colorado, Zach.
Colorado's moving forward as well. We're having actually really productive talks with the government attorney there. I know that we're not like advertising everything that we say on our lives here, but the conversation's been really productive. We've been having some good discussions that are potentially leading to what would hopefully be a resolution of the case. I give people stats on Georgia and on Raji because we have the status reports. Frankly, I'm not going to go through 184 people's individual case statuses on the USCIS website to be able to give you the stats on Amati, but I'm getting probably 3 to 5 notices of somebody saying, hey, I'm approved a day from there. So, it is moving forward, even if we don't have like the specific stats that I can point your way.
Well, that's really good news. On the last case, of course, is the YLEA case. And in the YLEA case, I think we mentioned we finally have a government lawyer in that case.
I reached out to them on basically just kind of let's all be on the same page on the TRO, and haven't heard back yet. But that's kind of we're also seeing a lot of movement there. I mean, it's not like there's no movement, and we have been in contact.
No, there's a number of people. We do not have a status report in that case. And the government's response to our motion is due shortly, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, I thought it was last week, and that's why I've reached out to them just to be like, hey, what's your position on when it's due? But regardless, we've got the list of 765s. We've got the list of like, hey, here's our TROs, Juro folks. Like, can you move on that? And they have at least have it. Whether they're going to, when this response to the TRO is going to come out is kind of the unknown, and that's where I'm just checking in.
Yeah, so they're due this week, though. I think they're due on the 24th, if I'm not mistaken, if I did the math right. Maybe it might be the 28th. I think it's the 28th. It was when it's due. Is that right? 21 days from service, and I know we notified the court of service on the 7th.
No, but the service was in June, so it should.
Okay, so yeah, that should be due. All right, so that's all the cases. We just don't have is a report from. It's the only case we don't have a report from the government on the status, but I suspect we might get that in the next week or so, and of course we'll update folks on that. On the 75 country ban case, what can I tell you? Judge hasn't ruled. Now, people will ask, why don't we file a motion for the judge to rule on the case? You know, I think that takes a gigantic pair of huevos I don't know if you saw something that Curtis had posted on Twitter, and I knew they did this. We forgot it. The annual report, or the semi-annual report on the justices, every district court judge's case status for how many cases they have and how many motions are pending longer than 6 months is on there. And if you go on there and you look at our judges, oh my God. I mean, there's dozens and dozens of cases beyond 6 months. So now hopefully ours, we have a PI, which is a little bit different. So hopefully we'll get this soon on the 75 country pause case. But again, you can't force judges to make decisions. You just can't. And it's not a good idea to do that. No. On the $100,000 fee case, I know Greg follows this with bated breath every single day.
Nothing happening.
Don't hold your breath, Greg. Don't hold your breath. The DC Circuit on their expedited appeal has not ruled, and the judge in California has not either. I think at this point they're just waiting for September. They're just waiting on September. So
what, the judges are waiting, or the government is?
The judges are waiting on September to see what happens, so they get to moot it out and not have to write a decision.
That's true.
If they don't renew it, and if they renew it, do we have to file a new lawsuit? I don't know. Probably. So, the lawsuit on the F-1 visa revocations is also sitting with the judge in D.C. since the end of March. It's a motion to dismiss, so it's not urgent as far as the judge is concerned. But as soon as we get a decision there, we'll let everybody know. And then finally, the biggest news is on our diversity lottery cases, where the judge decided to consolidate all the cases. You know, we told you we would not move to consolidate our case with the other cases. And Curtis's case, by the way, has adjustment applicants in it. Yeah. We don't have any adjustment applicants in it. And we move.
We do now.
Yeah, they do now. And we moved to strike down a 75 country ban in that case. And Curtis, I don't think, did that. So we're now all in the Evanoff case. What I was confused at initially, as I quickly read the judge's order in Saito and in the other DB case we had, the order from the judge is it's a minute order, which means it just appears in the docket. And what the judge said was the 3 currently pending. Zach, we can hear you type, by the way. You're very noisy.
Oh, sorry.
3 actions.
He's answering questions.
3 actions, I'm sure he is, currently pending before the court involve common questions of law and fact. We agree. They do. And that's why we said, hey, this is a related case. Accordingly, it's ordered the 3 matters be consolidated. It is further ordered that the clerk's office close Licht and transfer cases to Evanoff. Further ordered, and I had stopped kind of reading there, and it's further ordered the clerk designate Evanoff as the lead case in all files related consolidations, including the forthcoming opposition reply filings in Saito, shall be filed there. I initially thought, well, they don't have to file anything. It's all the same case now, right? But no, they do. And their response is due on Friday. We will work all weekend and get our reply brief in very, very quickly, Monday at the latest, I think. Because I'm going out of the country next Wednesday, so we definitely want to get this done. And the interesting thing here is Curtis told us that he had been told that the government opposes consolidation.
Really?
They're going to file a brief to oppose consolidation. Now, we haven't talked about this, but do we really want to get in a fight about this? I don't think so.
Well,
the
goal is just not do anything to delay.
Don't harm your client, right? Consolidation is not hurting anybody at this point. And so I think at this point, we'll probably file a brief and say, we have no response to the government's opposition. Court can do what it wants. We'll file a 1-page response because we don't want to spend any time dorking about an issue that really, it all it does is delay the case. And the government's clearly doing this, in my humble opinion, to delay the case.
Yeah.
Anything to delay the case. And we don't want to delay the case. Curtis did tell me that he has oral argument on his class action in California on August 29th.
Wow. It's late.
So, And remember, ours is not a class action. Ours is for our plaintiffs, and we hopefully have a decision long before that in this case. And I think the judges putting it all together, getting it ready, I think he'll make a decision pretty quickly after that. He denies the government's motion to oppose consolidation. That's I don't know if you have a take on that, Zach. That's kind of my take, or Greg.
Yeah.
They agree with me. Awesome. I love when that happens. All right, let's go. We don't have that many questions today. By the way, next Wednesday, I will be on an airplane. So I will not be running this. If Greg can figure it out, maybe he'll run it.
I will be mountain biking next week. That's my annual bike
show.
So
Zach will have to figure this out. I'll have to make Zach
a going to be the solo Zach show.
Solo
Zach
Jesse show. But again, if there's no movement on any case, there's no reason to have this. But if there's movement, there's reason to have this call. And of course, for example, when we got our DV, the judge's order, we sent an immediate email out to our clients. They knew about this right away. So let's ask a question here. Flow fees F. Let your team read all messages. Yes. So for example, I get all the emails on the DV cases. Zach gets all the emails on everything else, I think.
39 country ban, and then there's a generalized inbox.
Yeah, so yes, we read. I answer mine immediately as soon as I possibly can. So I know Zach got a bigger volume, but yes.
But what I will say, just as a kind of touch point for all this, the kind of standard for this is that we're not your individual immigration attorneys, and so we can't give you individual immigration advice. Like, hey, here's what's happening in my case. What should I do? There's a lot of those that come through, and for good reason, but you really do need to have your own immigration attorney for your own case. And we get a lot of emails saying things like, hey, I have an interview on August 10th in, I don't know, Baton Rouge, who would you recommend? You got to identify that, I think, a lot earlier, because one, I mean, I wouldn't take an interview that short notice, unless I had like nothing going on. And then also, we may not know somebody in that particular area.
Yeah, so, I don't know anybody in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, I mean, that was an example.
They do interviews? No, they don't do. They do New Orleans.
I don't even know if they have. I picked a city. I didn't know if they had a field office there. See, you tell me that, and I go, I don't know if I know of all that.
So somebody wants to know if they're going to be able to see the Saito filing on Friday. The answer is yes. As soon as we get it, but keep in mind, the government is probably not going to file it till 11:30 p.m. Friday night. So I will not be seeing it. We will probably not be seeing it Friday, but I will see it Saturday. But unless you can get Drew to work on a weekend, you're probably not going to get it till Monday. So,
by the way, if you need a name for a local lawyer, reach out to me. I know people in a lot of places.
I do too. I always give names out on my lives, people that I know. So, and I
say that, but then you'll get somewhere, and you're
but don't give it to Jack's right. I mean, make it easy for the person by giving them some time.
More time the better. Don't say I need a lawyer tomorrow. No, you don't.
You guys are going to regret this because you're going to.
Why don't you respond to email? I don't know who Muhammad 1993 is referring to. I know he's not referring to me, Zach.
I don't have any Muhammads in my contact page that are not responded to.
I have responded to every email I've gotten, so I have no idea what you're talking about. Any updates on Chikumba?
Chikumba is August 5th is the government's reply date. So I mean, it's one of those cases that's plodding along. It's visa ban case for the 39 countries, different from the 79 country case. It's plodding along. We will probably get a motion to dismiss, and then we'll jump into hopefully a motion for summary judgment fairly quickly after that.
What does it mean that Judge Leon consolidated 2 cases? He actually consolidated 3 cases. How would I interpret this? This is easy for me. He only wants to write one opinion.
Yeah.
He did this.
Well, I mean, the idea is that the legal analysis that the judge is going to employ is relatively similar between these cases. It's done for efficiency's sake.
I know our 2 cases are basically identical. Yeah. They're basically identical.
In 2021, Judge Mehta did this for like 6 different DV cases.
He did 6 different cases, and it was a crazy oral argument that day, wasn't it, Greg? That was,
and it got a good decision.
You did. Well, nothing like going to DC in August to really get the old blood boiling.
I was there.
Thanks for all your work. Thank you, catering. Appreciate that. Heather Raymer, Ambarrio. Any expectation that might get resolved? My husband has been detained 6 months.
And we have been in contact. So
okay. All right. Straw poll. If you think they will extend the $100,000 fee in September. I say yes. Greg says no.
I say no.
You think no?
Zach, are you saying yes. No? Zach, you would no? You say yes.
I'm a yes. I'm a yes.
Greg, you're outvoted on. I mean, Greg's usually right, but my gut tells me they want to bring as much punishment and pain and horror to the immigration system as they can. They haven't been shut down, so why don't they do it again? That's my view of this. You can't discount.
But they do have a loss on this already, sitting in Boston.
What's their loss? Fewer people applied. That's good for them.
All right.
I mean, to them, I think they've
been a lot of donors to the president are not happy.
Mark Wayne Mullins says that there was like 200,000 of these payers, so like they're making money, guys.
Yeah, they did 200,000. Yeah, that's Mullen. That's the plumber. He knows. With the cases consolidated, do you think the court is like to issue one? I do. That's why he's doing it. There really is no difference between Sato and our case. And I don't think there's much different than Ivanov. Ivanov is they do have adjustment of status plaintiffs, where we don't. At least I don't think we do. Hello, what do you think now that the 3 cases? I already answered this one. They're fully briefed. Saito's, I mean, I don't know why that guy's not copying their previous brief in the case and just filing it, but that's just me. Maybe he's got a better idea. Sad loves us. Thank you very much. Zach, as we discussed in June option for DV selecting Chikuma, can you please check your email?
Sorry, and I think that we talked about this. So DV and Chikuma is tough. I will email you directly again, but I think Jesse and also, anyways. Well, I'll email you again, but it's a tough spot to be in for sure.
Okay, Victor Famad. I'm on the card. Lost the job opportunity. There's nothing happening in my adjudication. Please give a status report on Colorado. I think we did.
No, so the status reports are different from us just kind of like reporting this. The status report is when the government's like, hey, stay the case, and here's why you stay the case. We've been adjudicating everybody. Here's the current state of plaintiffs. So it's a more official than us just sending something to the government or to the judge saying, look at all of the adjudications happening on the cases. And it'll typically come either jointly or it'll be coming from the government. We don't.
Do you have one? Did you get one of those in the Colorado case?
No, there's no request for that in the Colorado case. No. We're just doing that for the Colorado case. I guess we have the pending renewed motion to dismiss that'll be filed by the end of the week. So that's the Colorado case's like official posture. They're not pushing.
Your motion is supposed to be great if they did all the cases. Then you'd be happy to dismiss the case.
Yeah, and the other part of it is we already briefed this exact motion to dismiss in May. So it's kind of silly that we're doing this again, but we're doing it again. So in a couple of the other cases, they're saying, stay the case. We don't need a decision. In Colorado, they're saying, hey, dismiss the case because of Dorcas.
Dorcas isn't final. And yet our people are saying, hey, Dorcas is on appeal. Of course, that's because it's not final. Well, you're not going to stay the case. It's not final. My EAD is expiring 8/1. Should I quit my job if my EAD is not renewed at that time? We are not going to give you life-changing advice over the internet without a consultation. I'm sorry. Not going to do it. I wrote to you last week during the live stream. It's good to adjust status based on marriage, given I entered legally in my current status, have covenant relationship. We don't want to be apart. It's in French. Look, if you're legally here and you enter legally and you're married to a citizen, most people just file for a green card. But again, you should talk to legal counsel, your legal counsel on your specific case. Good idea to do that. Does consolidation change your litigation strategy? No. IMMPact team, what is the illustration of status report in the Georgia cases? Did they mention any AOS adjudications? We have had, as of the last status report, which is now a week or more old.
2 weeks.
We had 2 weeks. So we had 2 adjustments and a NATS and a H1B along with all the EADs that were adjudicated. I don't have an updated one today. What is the notice supplemental authority you submitted for the F1 case?
It's probably the motion to dismiss being denied in that other case.
Oh, yes. It was the motion to dismiss. That was it. Can we expect the judge for the F1 case to rule by August 6th? By August. The judges don't have a 6-month limit. They just get reported on if they have a case pending. I don't think they care. I mean, the reality is if you have as much work as these men and women do, at a certain point, you can't be fired. You can't be disciplined, can't be fired. So you do your best you can. Anything patient should expect different office lead case? No. We already answered that question. Can we expect the judge? We already answered that question. Any movement for endpoint or place in YLEA?
So for YLEA, we don't have the status reports that we get for Raji. We don't have the status report we got for Georgia. That means that it's dependent on people letting me know. I can't say that anybody said I'm in YLEA and I got an interview or I got my oath ceremony. But sometimes people just tell me I got my oath ceremony or got my interview, and they don't identify which case they're in. So a big maybe. We are seeing movement on N400s, but I will say that's the slowest moving of the categories in these ban cases.
All right, here is an interesting question. What will happen to students who want to maintain their F1 status on a 45 pending if they have to file a 539 now? Well, first of all, nobody has to file a 539 right now. That's not the law until September 17th or 18th. So clearly now, just get your new I-20.
Can I plug Adam Cohen, who is my law partner, and he writes the Academic Immigration Handbook, which a lot of people know. He and I will be on with him on a live stream tonight, basically letting Adam do all the talking and basically working through this DS change and what it means and how it's going to work.
Get on Greg's live. It's on your website. This is the firm.
It will be just hop on my Twitter or YouTube or any of the. It'll be on all the usual places, but. Adam thinks very deeply about all this stuff, and I will just be there basically. Okay. He's the guy you want.
Coca says, I checked on Pacer. Some plaintiffs represented by Aaron, some by me. Everybody's represented by both of us. I don't know why Pacer would reflect that, because usually I know when Aaron entered his appearance, he checked all plaintiffs, but who knows? It doesn't matter. Everybody's represented by everybody. Thank you for your updates regarding Raj case. What do you think is next to happen?
We're going to get a ruling on the stay.
Yeah, that's what we're going to get. With the government having perm modernization purposes on the Federal Register of future proposals, will those with approved perms need a new one? No. Because the plan is to change the recruitment process. No, you're not going to. If you've got one approved, I think you're fine. They can't retroactively change the rules for you. So you're golden there. Can we get a phone or online appointment with you guys for? Yeah, of course. Greg, your website has it. Zach, your website has it.
Any of our websites, you can figure it out easily.
Yeah, Greg is visalaw.com. Mine's immigration.net. And yours, Zach, is?
Immigration Issues.
Immigration Issues. They're all good, great websites. You can just make appointments on there. Wait, I love you all too, but of course I get my views and my love will be 100 times more. Thank you, Coca. Is there any chance the clerk might skip a plaintiff by mistake while adding everyone to the even-off case? No.
I mean, you can't, if it happens, it'll get fixed.
You're fixed. It's not enough. You're fine. Every plaintiff will be covered.
And also, if you're on Pacer or not, kind of doesn't matter. That's like what's in the complaint and what's in, that's what matters. A lot of these places, they only let you put in 30 of the plaintiffs. And so when you have
only 50 in DC, that's all you can put in. So I wouldn't
whether you're on Pacer or not is not determinative. Samuel
asks this question every single time we're on our live. Every single time.
Just like his icon. I mean,
it's a great meme. And Samuel, really good. But I have no idea. At this point, I have no idea. I got nothing. But you think adjustment is happening? Adjustments are definitely happening.
Oh yeah.
You definitely have them. I get clients adjusted every day.
Yeah, I had somebody in a lawsuit, got an RFE on a Friday, responded, and then got the approval on Monday. So I mean,
the problem is you hear about the denials, but the denials are actually pretty damn rare, and that's why they talk about them. Oh my gosh, this is so out of the norm. So yeah, I think you're fine. Thanks for the update. Please continue to advocate. We will. Let's share our experiences. Oh, somebody was on Reddit. Also, I want to make an appointment with you, but middle August is no possible. Here's my problem because I'm gone. I'm gone starting next Wednesday until August 10th.
August can be tough for people to be. I mean,
talk to Greg. He's awesome.
A lot of people.
We all have partners. All our partners are awesome. Our partners are awesome. So don't hesitate. No second cap H&B lottery. I'm not surprised. Keep in mind that I think people, because of the $100,000 fee rule, a lot of people didn't have multiple employers. We won't know that until the actual stats get released, if they ever get released. But that's why I'm not surprised. They notified a lot more than 85. I think they notified 110,000 people. So I'm not surprised at all that there wasn't a second lottery.
Chuck, when do you think we'll hear from the First Circuit on the Attorneys General case for the H-1Bs? Like, that's where it's tied up right now, and we have that great decision.
I don't think we're going to hear before September.
Okay, you're probably right. You might be right. Yeah.
Any update, Greg, on physician exemptions?
Nope. I don't think they're doing it. I mean, I just don't. I don't think they care. They
don't care about Americans' healthcare. Anti-immigration fervor is more important than the lives of American citizens.
There was a front page story on this morning's New York Times about the massive crisis that's about to come to elder care.
Elder care. I have a good friend who owns
all of these policies happening at the same time, and there will be a lot of really sad consequences that are going to happen.
I have a good friend who owns an elder care facility, and he says, I'm facing in the next 3 or 4 months, maybe closing.
Yeah.
Maybe closing. He's got 84 residents. I'm going to have to decide in the next 30 days if they need to move out and go somewhere else. Because
there was a decision out of Boston today holding up the end of Venezuelan EADs.
Yeah, but not forever.
No, but I mean, it's like we'll see that how long these judges can hold out.
Yeah, Coca-Cola lives on Pacer. My deepest condolences. Pacer is truly one of the worst designed programs.
I swear
it was cutting edge. It was cutting edge. 2004.
It is hard to find things.
2004 cutting edge. Court Listener isn't much better, honestly.
Court Listener misses a bunch of stuff.
Court Listener at least has AI that you can sort of find things. They have some cool tools.
Is there no way to make an appointment on the website with Zach?
There is. I just looked, and you can get to me. I can give you the step-by-step, but you can also call our front desk, 303-297-9171, and they'll schedule you. But I just looked through schedule online, business immigration, and there I am.
Oh, you should have a general make an appointment thing. I stole Greg's because Greg's told me about his. I don't know how many years ago, Greg. It's got to be.
Which one are you using? Oh no, they like the URL.
Yeah,
that's the shortcut.
Your Calendly.
Yeah, I have that Greg Siskin calendar or whatever.
Yeah, it works great.
But either way, if you can't find me on the website, you can call the number and they'll
all right, can we do a round 3? Well, that's an interesting question. We're not right now.
It's so
but
close.
if the judge
can run the clock out, I mean, that's the problem, right?
Well, but this is the issue. If the judge grants relief in our case, then I think we would go ahead and file immediately with the TRO. Right. And we would relate it. We would relate it to Judge Leon. We just say, hey, look, same exact case. But as of right now, we're not doing that. Are there any showcase of DV lottery pauses lifting? I don't know what that means.
Any example of it? So there are limited, very, very small cases, especially in the adjustment of status context, where people are getting adjudications, but I'm not actually sure of consular cases going through.
For an adjustment of status, predominantly through marriage, is the most important evidence the relationship to real, right? We have thousands of photos, plane tickets. I'm going to tell you, my belief is that immigration wants to see financial commingling.
Yeah.
They want to see active joint bank accounts.
I also have told clients basically since the beginning of my career, when somebody's engaged, when somebody's in a fake marriage, they never tell the U.S. citizens' parents. Get documentation from the rest of the family.
Your parents know about it.
Welcoming their new.
Imagine me watching this video and hearing my husband says he loves you. Thank you very much, Neko. Wish you all an amazing mood. All right, we got a couple more here. Jesus Katia is not my platform. This husband and wife, this is great. Isn't it too late for the lottery to happen this year? Well, that's actually maybe we're talking about next year's DV 2027 lottery, which
I'm not even sure they've done selections for.
They haven't notified anybody, which is clearly illegal, clearly a violation of the rules. But we'll worry about that on October 1st. We'll worry about that on October 1st. All right, everybody. All our families show relationships since our families know each other. Well, good. Then you should get a letter from them. That's totally awesome. All right, everybody. Great to see you. You have a great week. I'm not sure we'll be live next week. I know I won't be here. But Greg might not get on. I'll try to get Zach the streaming.
We'll see if I can figure out StreamYard.
Yeah, I will make you a user on StreamYard if you can't get in, Zach.
I'll be alone. I'll answer no comments.
But you guys have a great week. Be careful out there. Thanks a bunch. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.